Alright, so today we kind of got some bigger plans for the day. I know you guys haven't seen me specifically in almost 3 months now, but I'm with some buddies and we are out in Minnesota specifically. Not going to specify the town just for safety reasons. I don't want other people going here. We are at an abandoned bowling alley, and the only reason is a lot of it is caving in. It's getting very rotten, and I don't want anyone trying to find where we've been. This has been kind of a previous thing with some of our other exploring videos. But long story short, inside there is 2 arcade machines that have been probably left there for 10, 15, however many years. We're gonna see if we can maybe get a dolly and pull them out and maybe refurbish them and kind of turn this into a DIY video along with some other things. But we need to go inside first today just to kind of scope it out a little bit more before we go to the store to commit with the dolly and everything else and pull them out. So preferably doing this at night, but we wanted to stop in the day just to kind of see how things were going. So we're gonna go inside and show you what we're talking about. So this is the building. Evan is here, and this is the back door that leads to the roller rink. We went here last night and I got a nail stuck through my foot with one of these logs right down here, so we just got to be careful. But this is probably going to be, dude, this is already a big difference in the daytime.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what we are talking about right here. So this is the abandoned roller rink. Behind there is where they used to take your money, the counter, the arcade machines, and everything else, on which we are going to go and try to snag. And if we get a dolly, we can bring this right through basically to the back door to the truck. The goal is just to try to make it quick. We got lucky enough the first time. There was no cars on the highway or anything like that. So this is really neat to see in the daytime, and I'll show you some more clips once we get closer. These are the arcade machines that we were talking about. So there is a Bomberman one with Dig Dug and everything, but this one has just been way too beat up. We might come back and try to salvage some pieces, maybe revamp some of the artwork and use them for other decor. But the one that was kind of catching some of my interest yesterday, which, and this is like also part of it though too, is, or this might have probably been on this side, is just shit like this. So if it's completely tore off, I don't know. I was thinking about possibly just gutting the bottom after cleaning this up and then using it as like a bookshelf or something else like that, just to kind of give it some purpose. And it is still like in one piece and it's got wood and everything, but I don't know. I don't want to just grab a complete piece of junk and throw it away, but at the same time I don't want it to sit here, so I gotta think of some creative ideas. But we're gonna determine or not if this is gonna be something worth grabbing or if we're just gonna do piece by piece. So we just got done taking a look at I've been just completely fucking all ready to fly. Alright, so we just got done looking at the bowling alley. Now when we went last night, that was one of the places that we couldn't get into. It was completely boarded. We happened to remove one of the barricades. There's about 2 more before we can officially get our way in. We are on our way to Menards. We're gonna go pick up a crowbar, a sledgehammer, and a dolly, kind of depending on our financials. We don't have too much money to be playing around with this, plus we don't want to carry too much stuff while we go into the abandoned area, just in case if somebody sees us. It's a little after 1 o'clock right now, so this isn't the best time, not the prime time, but we're gonna go see what we got. We'll show you some clips in Menards, and we're gonna go see if we can breach this door. So alright, we made it to Walley World. Evan's here. We went a little bit cheaper. We found this 4-pound sledgehammer. We got some 3M dust mask just because our lungs have not been liking this so far. And we got maybe like a 1-foot crowbar. It's relatively cheap, pretty simple. These were like $1. The crowbar here, or not crowbar, but the sledgehammer is like $8, but it's actually a nice sturdy one that'll last a while. And then the crowbar is down there. Basically, it's just like Standard $5, probably gonna come down to anywhere from 15 to 20 bucks. Pretty cheap. It'll get the job done. And if we don't tear up this or this, we are going to return it because we are scallywag cheap boys.
It should be okay.
So
just don't rip this off. Don't rip this off.
Basically got what we need. Alright, it's going. Okay. So obviously you guys saw that we went to Walmart. We got the crowbar, we got the sledgehammer and everything. We're trying to make this quick. I was able to bust through the window in the side. It's getting pretty loose, but it's not exactly there. Like, there's some TVs, couches, and fridges in there. We're going to try to make our way in. Worst comes to worst, we'll probably be able to slip through this window. But what I'm worried about though is this looks like it's a side door. There's a garage right here too, Evan. That's at the top, kind of way up here.
Oh yeah, because look.
And this is all boarded up.
Yeah.
So this might be a side garage that we got into. We might still have to go through another door.
I see a door right there to your left, but
the only
okay.
benefit though is that we'll be able to actually, you know, like wear a mask and we can make a little more noise inside without being caught. So
oh yeah, definitely.
We're almost in though. So we got the dust mask on. We had to bust out some of the glass around this window. It is a little bit dangerous to get in. It's not impossible, but we just are trying to avoid as much injury and risk as we can.
Wait, slide this off.
Maybe we can work on this actually. Yeah.
Here, slide this off.
Okay, I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna put the camera down. This is what was actually stopping us the entire time from getting in. It's completely packed in here. It's filled with a lot. But there's a back door right here around the corner that we can slip into. We're gonna do a little bit more investigating once we actually fully get in. Right. We are inside of the bowling alley. I just wanted to showcase this a little bit. There's definitely a lot of animals that have been in here, including bats, a lot of rats, some other miscellaneous things. There's still some leftover bowling shoes. There's a bowling pin. The alleyways to the actual place are just down this way. So just kind of showcasing you. Once again, there's another arcade machine right here. It's a Tecmo. Never heard of it, but I'm going to assume it's another pretty vintage arcade machine as well, which is really, really cool. There's a lot going on, a lot of chairs. Here's the first bowling ball that we've seen so far. These are the seating and everything else. It is super vintage. I mean, kind of want to walk the tracks a little bit down there. It's going to be very hard to see. It's very, very dark in here, but it all kind of depends. There's an upstairs. Once again, very hard to see. Not going to go up there just because, yeah, here's the staircase that goes up. So not going to touch that or mess with it. Is there a way to slip to the bowling alley?
Looks like there's a doorway right there. Yeah, so we can just go around here.
Okay. Here's something that I thought was pretty neat too. There is a Miss Pac-Man machine. Obviously somebody had decided to draw into the dust, but for the most part, and it looks like somebody had attempted to gut it, this thing is actually in some solid condition though, not gonna lie. And actually, dude, this one has that top piece. Maybe that's something that we could remove, and you know, if we're not willing to like take the whole freaking thing, because that's gonna be a pain in the ass, especially the way it was to get into this place.
Definitely.
So Evan actually just pointed out that he found an old Popeye machine from Nintendo. It says 1982 on it, actually right by the entrance, in which we just brought in. This is the old screen and all the counterparts and everything else in there. It doesn't look terrible. To be honest, I don't think it's going to be worth saving the entire thing, even though it's so cool. And it's kind of one of those situations too where it's like, what do you do with it? You know, and one of the things that we were talking about with the arcade machines that we were talking about grabbing is they're so beat up, and yeah, they're cool and everything, but it's going to be so much time and so much work to even get them to look good. or usable in your house. But I might be able to take this top though and turn it into like a picture frame or something, which would be kind of cool, or even just use it as more aesthetic for my retro game collection. And it's got some like cool aesthetics and story behind it as well. So this is maybe something that we would grab too. And then I could just, actually it already detached. But
yeah, we can always use it. Well, not use it, but like, yeah, that'd be a decent frame piece. And have like a picture or something in the middle.
Yeah, you know, it's a little beat up, but I could turn it into something too. Okay. So we got this out. We actually ended up settling with, it's a 1982 Popeye machine. I think you guys saw the screenshots or the videos before this. I have a couple ideas on what I can maybe turn this into, but we're gonna have to find out first. I want to clean it up, bring it back to my house for about 4 hours, 3.5 hours away, and then we'll go from there and just kind of see what we can do. Evan and I found these really, really cool circuit boards. I'm gonna show you guys what those look like as well. We're gonna take one apiece. It says on the circuit board, 1982 Nintendo. It's really, really cool. And we'll be good to go. This is locked in. Let's get the hell out of here. This is the finished project. Overall, it probably took us anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. It's not necessarily finished to say, but at least I should say what we can do today. We are still planning on putting in a custom tub here. We're going to use that tub to pull in and pull out. We'll fill it with ice, and we're going to use this as a beverage holder actually. And we might actually get some custom plexiglass to go around the sides, but that would be for a future date. The only other thing is these Joy-Cons right here. We might touch up with a cherry red. It's not necessarily the authentic color that came with it, but we thought it would look pretty cool. It would fit the look a little bit better to what we were going for. Everything has been recolored except for the decals, the logos, the side serial codes, the coin slots, the Joy-Cons, the buttons. Everything like that is originally the way it was when we found it in the abandoned building, but everything else has just been basically touched up with color to make it look a little bit better. And we repainted the bottom silver and everything else. The original plug-in, which I might actually remove and replace with some type of neon light system to put in here just to give it a little bit more of a glow. But this is kind of what we finished up with.